There's many ways to swing a golf club, many different looking golf swings. But when it comes down to making the big bucks, there is one position that separates the best from the rest. And that position is what happens right about here coming into impact. Seeing this 90-degree angle, this tucked in arm. Without this, you can do nothing in the golf swing. I'm gonna hit a ball just tucking my trail arm in. I'm not going to think about anything else. Boom. That is explosive. And nice crispy divot after the ball. Did it without a whole lot of thinking, pretty much just talking to you here on camera. So in today's episode, we're gonna look at how to get into that position using a really simple technique. And once you get into this position, your golf game is gonna change forever. Let's first look at how pros get into this impact position, into this angle here. And I find the best way to start is let's work backwards. It's far easier. So if I want this nice 90-degree angle coming into impact, start here and let's work backwards to top of backswing. Great. So top of backswing, what do you feel? I'll tell you what I'm feeling right now. I feel my trail arm tucked in, connected to my body, around my rib cage. I also feel my trail arm tucked more in this way. So it's not flying out like this, it's more in here. Another thing I feel is my lead arm staying straight. So just working backwards right there may have corrected several swing flaws for you in the process. But just get an idea, where do we go from top of backswing? Well, we're gonna work our way back to setup. So downswing to top of backswing, and then let's go back to setup. Boom, right here. What do you notice about this? Well, for one, I'm over the ball, so I'm not tilted away from the target too much, not tilted towards the target. I'm just comfortably over top of the golf ball. The ball position may be more back, but if you look at my body, it's more of a straight line. Think about it that way. Another thing is apparent. It's this trail arm and this trail wrist. You see how I've got a little wedge formed in this trail wrist here. This is going to preset some impact. And then another thing is the trail arm, tucked in already. The lead arm, it's straight. Just by working backwards there, I've been able to correct and fix any position in my swing to get into the correct position I need just before impact. Starting here, top of backswing, back to setup, and none of that has changed. I've just kept this from setup all the way to top of backswing, all the way to starting down. That is one of the biggest lessons you could ever take to your swing, is knowing that you don't need to change your swing at any point. You don't need to make any compensations in your swing, any timing or psycho manipulations. You're just starting with it, and you are getting to impact with it and finishing like that. So good impact starts with a good setup. And I want you to work on first this great drill. So the feelings you got from that little swing test working backwards, we're gonna now take to the golf ball. Let's just start simple. If I know that I've got to have my trail arm tucked in, I've got this little crook right here. It's a good crook, not a bad crook. The little wedge. I just want to keep that wedge throughout the whole golf swing. It's keeping this. I'm going to make a swing, nice and slow, keeping the wedge. Pretty explosive impact right there. For barely touching it, I didn't even try to swing. That's because there's so much power, not only consistency, but so much power stored up in this arm. When it bends, it stores power, and then it explodes through impact. It's the same kind of power you would get the sensation of driving a hammer into a nail. It's all being forced through. I don't feel like I'm forcing it, by the way. Just that power is happening because I've kept this tucked in and I've accelerated my shoulders through the ball. So that setup, once again, that's just setup. I'm just setting up like that. And I'm swinging my shoulders. So I've got the wedge. I got the trail arm tucked in. Let's swing the shoulders again. There it is. Barely swinging, and the ball is explosive. I can't not share the excitement. I don't like double negatives, but I can't help but be excited about that shot because of the lack of effort required. Getting and here. Let's look briefly at what happens if you struggle with contact. So you're not getting into this position. That's usually the first thing I'll see. With golfers that struggle with contact, it looks more like this. This arm comes out, the trail arm's coming out. And so if we work backwards from that, what do we see? So if I have this happening, I'm gonna chunk the ball. Well, let's work back to the top. What do you see? Flying elbow. What do you see? High arms. What do you see? Cupped wrist. Sometimes you're gonna see a broken down lead arm. You see how this fixes everything? Let's go back to fixing it. All right, back to here, tucked it in, bring it to the top, boom. Fixed it right away. Then I just memorized that feeling, and I keep doing that feeling. And it's not something you have to hit 1,000 balls to get. No, this is quite literally set up. I'm here, I've just started with that feeling. I've got it here. I continue to the top with it, I bring it down. Now let's look at training, getting into this 90-degree L-like position that is so amazing. One of my favorite ways to train this essential move into your swing is by using the Precision Impact Trainer. This device presets what I was just talking about. It presets the L, it presets compressing the ball, eliminates the possibility of bad contact. And what I like to do, and this is something you don't really see in the manual, but I take my little spin on it, I'm gonna preset a little click, a couple clicks right there. So my arm and my wrist are already locked in that position. I've got it here, it's set up. So just 2 clicks, 2 or 3 clicks, and I'm good to go right here. Now throughout the swing, what you're gonna find is it's gonna click more as the trail wrist loads. So that stores power, and the forearm's going to load, that's gonna store power as well. I can reset by pushing this piece upward. It gets me back to 0 clicks. So anyways, presetting 2 clicks. There's my wrist in that position. Grip the club. Now I'm going to swing to the top. I'm gonna hear a couple more clicks. Boom. And I am just gonna keep this wedge intact as I move my shoulders through impact. And after impact, I want to feel like the back of my hand is staying against the back of this paddle on the Precision Impact. So look at that. That's the way I would want to wave to someone. If you see me at the grocery store, that's how I wave. I give you the wedge first and then I wave. This is awesome because it locks you into a good impact feeling. So a couple clicks, grip it, and I'm just gonna hit a ball here. And just right away, feeling the back of that paddle staying intact. It allows you to hinge, and I really exaggerated it there, I'll tell you what. That was nice. When you see the ball, it keeps going, it gets smaller, faster, and you're barely swinging. That's the cool part. I've got you a nice discount on this Precision Impact. If you check out the link in the comments, in the description below, use the code Crispy KFC to get the discount. So we're gonna keep taking a look at this because when we're practicing, a lot of times we're alone, it's just us, maybe we've got a video camera, but if you wanna know you're doing the move right and you wanna know you're getting into this position, this is the best way. Because you'll know when you do it wrong. Your hand doesn't get on the paddle, but once again, it's forcing me here, so I can't mess this up. Let's talk about another benefit of having this device on. So you get into this L position, 90 degrees. There's that click. You see what it's doing in my downswing? 2 clicks. If I keep this in, there's no way I can come over the top. Because if I do, I will lose contact with this paddle, and this device won't even let me. It can't. I automatically feel like it stops working. For me to do this correctly, I can feel the back of my hand against this paddle. I don't feel the fingers coming off the paddle, and I also feel that by doing this, it keeps trail arm tucked in, so the downswing's always on the proper path. And as I start down into the ball, here's the money feeling. Elbow in, elbow in. I've got the elbow pointing in as much as I can. So it's not elbow out, it's elbow in. And I swing those shoulders through, elbow in. Let's just take a dig here. One-handed. Elbow in, keep it in. That really forces good impact habits through the ball. Just set a couple clicks, and then keep that automatically presets some of this arm being tucked in. I love that. So these two pieces work hand in hand, and let's go. And then check out a little slow motion here. Look how through impact I've kept the wedge, and coming into impact I'm keeping this angle. It's the most important angle in golf. 2 clicks, set that, click, and I'm already in here. I'm in, locked in, loaded. Wow, keeping that wedge through impact. Keeping the wedge. There is no way I can hit behind the ball. If I do, I mess this paddle up. If I do this, well, you're gonna feel it right away. It simply won't work trying to chunk it. Nope, paddle stops working. I'm feeling like I lose connection here. Even though my fingers are in, it's losing connection. Keep that paddle in. Look at that impact position. It's just into wind. We could look at any great golfer, any golfer who's played on TV, and one position is in common, despite different looking backswings. It's how they're getting into the ball. This L is visible. Right there. That's the position. Without this position, they wouldn't be where they are today. Because it controls contact. It controls a lot of your power. It controls it. It's like Lord of the Rings. It's like the one golf swing position that ruled them all. It's in here. We start going elbow in. You preset that elbow in. And you keep that throughout the whole golf swing. It automates it. No more thinking about positions. So Seguto golfers, you know what to do. You get that elbow in. There is no other way. Get the elbow in. I'll wave at you from the grocery store like this, elbow in, and then just send it. I really feel some great fundamentals here. Ooh, that is dangerous. This thing is dangerous. That makes me feel invincible. Great impact again. Keep the L. Great impact again. What in the world is going on? Consistent impact. Great impact again. Oh, look. You see it? There's the wedge again, even in the fall through. This is too much fun. Good impact again. That one was just good, not great. We want one more great. Oh, that was great. Right on line. Boop. Thanks for tuning in today, Seguto golfers, and I'll see you in a future episode.